Hi and welcome to my channel. So look, needless to say that the UK government is on a mission to significantly cut down on the number of dependents that are coming into the UK. And look, you're not exempted if you're already in the UK, which means if you're watching this video and you're already in the UK, you've got any dependents at all, or you're out of this country, you know what I mean, you definitely need to make sure you watch this video till the very end, because there are massive changes when it comes to the dependent visa requirements and what the UK Home Office is really looking into, because they are really going out of their way to make sure that you are properly and thoroughly investigated and lots more. So that's what we'll talk about obviously in today's video, and what you can do to make sure that your application is absolutely 100% successful. So if you're new to my channel, as usual, you're very much welcome. If you haven't joined this family, take this opportunity now to hit the subscribe button so that you're the first person to be notified every single day when I drop a new video on here, because I'm on a mission to make sure that you're not only informed about the best opportunities in the UK, but that you're on the right side of the law. This is something that is a must if you're in the UK or planning to come to this country. So what is it that we're talking about? And before I even get started, let me tell you what happened to an immigrant recently. And when I say an immigrant, this is somebody that had come to the UK, lived in the UK, and he had acquired a British passport. Also, I do have a free newsletter, by the way. I've dropped a link in the comment section below. It's completely free for you to join. You drop your name and email, and you're part of the newsletter. I send information such as this directly to your inbox: UK updates, changes, visa information, free visa sponsorship, jobs and opportunities to move to the UK or to switch if you're already in this beautiful, amazing country. I also share information about career progression opportunities. I'm passionate about career progression because for me, it's not only about coming to the UK, but it's what we do with ourselves when we get to this country that is ultimately going to make it worthwhile or a wasted opportunity. So check the comment section below, join the newsletter. It won't take you 20 seconds and I send that info to your inbox. You don't want to be reliant on the YouTube algorithm for such vital and crucial information for your personal and professional development. You're also going to find my contact details on there. This is my WhatsApp number as well as my email address. If you need to get in contact with me and you've got a situation, I know that there are many situations that are not YouTube, to be discussed, which means that if you need to get in contact with me privately, do feel free to do so. And then we can talk about that and see what is going on. Otherwise, if you've got any questions as I'm going along, leave those questions in the comment section below and I'm going to join you there and be able to provide more information if I can. Obviously, I'm not an immigration lawyer or anything, but we can always share ideas from our personal experiences, as well as other people watching this who have gone through similar experiences. They can also share their experiences with yourself and just help you and guide you with the situation. So what happened to this gentleman recently? So this gentleman moved to the UK as an immigrant. He got married to somebody in the UK, and then eventually got his British passport and then got a divorce. The marriage didn't go well. The relationship didn't go well with the person that he had gotten married to in the UK. So they had a divorce. And then he went back home to his original home country to bring his wife that he had then married, obviously, because he was divorced, to the UK. And guess what? His British passport was taken away from him in the process of that. Why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this so that if you're taking any decisions, you're making any changes in your life, you are deciding, you're thinking into the future. If you think now, you're going to get into a lot of trouble. And you must think about the future. You must think 10 years from today. You need to think 5 years from today. Don't think, I'm going to accept any situation now just to deal with the now and then deal with the consequences later. So I don't want to get into a lot of detail, but if you get what I mean, you're going to get what I mean. So what I'm saying is, when you're deciding, you need to be careful. The actions you're taking today can affect you tomorrow. So this gentleman, when he applied to bring his wife from home that he'd now gotten married, they looked at his documents and said, look, your marriage to the person they got married to in the UK wasn't legit, because they found that obviously they had kids together with the person he was bringing, and they were like, if you're having kids with this person in the course of the marriage, when did it means that the marriage with the second person wasn't legal, it wasn't legit, which means that you lied to get documents in the UK and it wasn't a legal marriage. That's a difficult situation to prove otherwise. But anyway, it's been on the papers recently in the UK. If you're part of my private coaching program, we've spoken about it. And by the way, if you're watching this and you're wondering, I do have a private career coaching program. I've dropped the link in the description box below, or the about section with the YouTube channel, where you can find information to join. I offer tailored, individualized, and personalized career coaching, getting free visa sponsorship opportunities to move to the UK or to switch in this amazing country, so that you're not engaging in practices that are going to get you into a lot of trouble and a lot of confusion tomorrow. Because let me tell you, you're going to sit down and think, I should never have done this, but by then it's going to be too late. So if you're watching this video and you get what I mean, you need to make sure that you're doing things the right way and you're going through due processes, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how challenging things may seem today. You need to stay on the right path. If it's going to take you a year extra, a year longer to get a job legally, you should be doing that, because the truth is that you don't want to get into these messy situations. So I offer support with that. Also, career progression opportunities in the UK. You're looking for NHS jobs. You're transitioning from those private companies. Your employers don't have jobs because there's a lot of, a lot going on. You're looking for career progression, obviously, into senior positions so that you can earn more money, be able to just live better. You're looking for nanny jobs, carer jobs, teaching jobs, nursing jobs, again, midwifery. I can support you with that. Side hustle ideas as well. Absolutely love side hustles because they are there to supplement your income, so that you're not working tirelessly, 150 hours every single week. It's not worth it. So like I say, you do check the description box below, the about section of this channel. And if you need to contact me to find out more information about the program and how, it can support you and what it has to offer you, then obviously check the comment section below, get in contact with me, and let us get started with answering your questions and telling you all about it. So this is how this gentleman lost his British passport, in the course of it. So coming back to the present day, what are some of the requirements that they are looking out for? The truth is that I always kind of say that when you have a marriage that is legit, you know what I mean, that is legal, you have less to be worried about. It's like if you've got your child, like what I mean is your son, is your daughter, and you're wanting to bring to the UK, don't worry too much, you know what I mean, if there's nothing, because it's easier to prove. If they say, oh, you need to bring the birth certificate, it's something that's easy to have. If they say bring, I don't know, the baptism certificate, whatever it is, you need to provide as much evidence as possible. That's the point I'm trying to make. And if there's any evidence you have that you're thinking to yourself, should I add this to the application? Should I not add this? The answer I'm going to give you is just add it. If you're thinking about it, there is no harm to add. You can never have too much information for a UK application. And that's why all UK visa applications always have additional information section, which they're going to say to you, Melvis, do you have something else that we haven't covered that you want to tell us? That is the opportunity to explain yourself. You can also write a cover letter. So cover letters are not only for job applications, they're very, very crucial for UK visa applications. If there's any situation that you need to explain, you need to write a letter and explain that situation. And obviously, if it's something that you need to have a lawyer for, you need to contact an immigration lawyer to get advice. But you need to explain any situation before they find out later and contact you, because they'll say, oh, your application, Melvis, is very complex. It's going to require more time. And you're going to be sat there thinking, oh my God, what do they mean it's complex? What else do I need? And this is getting more and more common because of so many different things. It doesn't always mean that there is something or that you're going to be refused, but you just want to avoid all of those scenarios, with the Home Office. You want to make sure that your application is straightforward. You put in all the info that is needed. Your dependents get the visa and you move on with life. Because settling in the UK is already hard enough as it is. The added costs on visa fees are bad enough as they are. So you don't want to have the added stress of worrying whether you're even going to get a visa in the first place. So if they are your kids, make sure that if there's any support that you're giving to them and all of that, put that in the supporting information. If there are any certificates that carry your name as a parent, put that there. If these are adopted kids, you can also bring them to the UK, but you've got to have, obviously, the evidence, the certificate that prove that they are your adopted kids, because you can't just, pick up anybody and bring to the UK. It doesn't work like that. You've got to have the legal rights, especially when it comes to minors. You need to make sure that you've got the documentation to prove whatever relationship you've got with the person. So, for the kids, that's really something that you need. And if it's your spouse, also one thing that people are always worrying about when it comes to the spouse is the change of name and marital status. So, and by the way, if you're enjoying this content, just hit the like button. Let me know you enjoy content like this, and obviously I should do more. Also, share this video with your friends, loved ones, colleagues, because this is a time where so many people are worrying about dependence, concerns whether they'll be able to bring dependence to the UK, whether they'll be able to even move to the UK. So, it's really good that if you're aware of some of these tips to help your friends and family, do share with them so that they can kind of be rest assured, they can be calm, and focus on what really matters rather than worrying about, things that they can help really. So if it's your spouse, you don't have to be legally married to bring your spouse to the UK. So, but you need to show evidence that you're in a legit relationship. So you don't need to rush and get married to somebody that you're not ready to marry, but you can bring the person to the UK, obviously, still as a dependent. You just need to show the evidence, for example, have you been in a relationship for at least 2 years, even photos, trips that you've had together, emails, if you were dating, the times of if you're people that do emails, messages, get all of that together. I've seen people that have had a UK visa. One of the nurses recently had a visa for her, they're engaged, but they're not married yet because they wanted to get married in the UK. And he's in the UK now, so you don't have to get married to bring the person to the UK if you're not ready to get married yet, because marriage is a big commitment. It's a very big commitment. And the person that you get married to, they're going to have a huge impact, obviously, in your life, especially here in the UK. So you want to make sure that, if you're not ready, you can bring them as your, as your partner rather than your husband or your wife. And this is for husband and wife. It doesn't matter, obviously, who is in the UK or who is out. It works the same way. And then also a marriage certificate. If you're married, then you've got that certificate. One thing that people are worrying about, like I said previously, is about the change of name. People are like, hey, Melvis, I've got my name here. I've got this. You don't need to change your name to have the same name as your spouse, in order for you to get a visa. It's got nothing to do. Me, for example, I've got my maiden name. I've never ever changed my name. And so it has nothing to do. So it's your choice whether you want to change your name or not. Also, the laws from the country where you are have a lot to do, because some countries automatically change the name, which I think is absolutely ridiculous this time and age. And it should be each person's individual choice whether they want to do that or not. So if you don't want to change your name, as in for personal reasons or for whatever reason, you don't have to. You don't need to have the same name as your spouse or your kids, indeed, for them to be your dependents. Like I say, it's a very common thing. In the UK, it's not expected that everybody in the family has to have the same name. Many people have that, but it's not an expectation, and neither is it a requirement. So you shouldn't feel the pressure to be able to do that. So again, the point I'm trying to put across is you need to really dot your I's and cut your T's. You need to be on top of your game. And like I say, if you need advice, you need to get an immigration lawyer to get advice. But if your application, if you're doing everything right, you know what I mean, you're going to get all the documents that they need. And so simply submit your application. And if they need additional information, they will always contact you and you can provide it, because there is an influx of people right now applying for those dependent visas. And like I say, the Home Office is aware of the surge in applications, and that is going to be accompanied by really, really strict checks and everything else. So, also make sure that you understand your status. Obviously, are you able to bring dependents? Are you not? Who can you bring? Who can you not bring? All those things have a lot to do. But the UK government website has all the relevant information that you need in order to make informed choices. So again, what do you think about all of this? What is your situation right now? Are your dependents with you in the UK? Are they still out of the UK or planning to move? Have you got any concerns about anything else? Just leave that in the comment section below. But like I said, if you need support with getting those visa sponsorship jobs from legit companies, if you're in the UK and your employer doesn't have work for you, that's a really risky situation. You need a job ASAP. If you need support with your career choices, what are the opportunities available, what can you do, CV, interview preparation, NHS jobs, apprenticeships, again, I can personally support you with that journey. So if you check the description box or the about section, you see more information about my private coaching program, where I can support you with that. We have weekly live sessions. There's quite a lot involved. You're going to be able to kind of exchange ideas with some of the most success-driven individuals that there are. And it's really helpful to just have another perspective or other perspectives from other people going through similar situations or already ahead of the game, than you are, if I can really call it that. So do check, that out, and leave any comments in the comment section. Appreciate your time. Check out this other video that I've linked up specially for you.